I thought I should do an update, and today's update is my 18-week pregnancy update. I'm actually pretty much 19 weeks as of tomorrow, but I will probably do my 18-week update and then a 20-week update, possibly. I'm not promising anything. So I hope you all had a lovely Christmas. We did. It was busy but lovely. Lots of family events and food and drinks of the non-alcoholic type. We had a wedding. My sister got married, and that was on New Year's Eve, so that was lovely, but it meant that everything was just really busy, so I'm really glad to get back into routine now. So I guess the biggest thing for us since I last spoke to you was that we had a gender scan just before Christmas, and it came as a bit of a shock to us, really. I was expecting to have another little girl, just because when I imagine myself with two children and my husband with two children, I've always just seen it as two girls since having Daisy, and secretly I'd have loved a sister for Daisy, and so would my husband. But actually we're having a boy, which is amazing. So excited. We can have one of each. Maybe I can have no more after this, but I'm not promising anything there either. But yeah, so a bit of a shock on the scan. I think we both spotted it before she said anything. It was pretty obvious. He was laid bottom up and then decided to open his legs, and I could see it right there, so it was quite clear that it wasn't a little girl. Yeah, so that's exciting. So now we've got to start to think of a name. We haven't got one single name that we actually both like. It's not even a case of agreeing on a name, because neither of us have even one name that we like. Girls, I could have come up with a few, perhaps. Difficult, but I could have come up with a few. But for boys, I find it really hard, because you want quite a masculine name and a strong name, but you don't want anything too macho, and you don't want anything too gimmicky either. We've got quite a few boys in our family, all with lovely names, which makes it quite tricky because they've all been taken. But we'll see, so watch this space anyway. Yeah, so we've got to start getting ready for this little boy now. One of the other reasons I thought it would be lovely to have a girl is I've got so much girls' things. Daisy's bedroom is beautiful, and they could have shared that. I could have had the cot in the other room, but they could have shared the bedroom. And all the lovely clothes I've got down from the attic, and it's quite sad that they might never get used again, but what can you do? I'm sure I'm going to have exactly the same issue with boys in a year or so's time. And it is exciting to be buying boys things. It's a whole new world. So yeah, we need to start getting organised for him. I had Daisy at just 37 weeks on the dot, so I'm preparing myself for this one to come a little bit early. Everyone keeps telling me boys are lazy and he will be late, but I would rather be ready, just in case. And this pregnancy seems to be flying by. To think that actually now I'm halfway to where I was when I had Daisy is a bit frightening, actually. It's flown by, but I think that's having a toddler to run around. So in terms of symptoms, I'm still sick in the morning. Not every morning, but every other probably now. It's not half as bad as it was. And it's usually, once I've had my breakfast, I feel fine. I can wake up with a really bad headache, but once I've had a cup of tea and a cold drink, so I have a squash or a glass of water, and my breakfast, I feel good for the day. Well, until the afternoon when I start to flag a little bit, but that's just normal, I think, with a toddler. So that's the sickness. I don't have nausea all day. I have phases, so I can get really hot really quickly. In bed before 8 o'clock every night now, as much as I would love to be. I can stay up till 10ish, no problem. Although I am really tired at the moment because Daisy's not sleeping wonderfully. She's going through a little bit of a funny phase. Sleep is okay. I can get quite comfortable quite easily. I'm not very big. so that helps. So I'm sure in 5-10 weeks time I will be moaning about that, but for now it's all good. I've not got to have any pillows under my bump or between my legs or anything yet. That did come quite late with Daisy, so watch this space. My skin is much better. Like I said last time, no issues there. It's quite dry, which is quite unusual for me because usually it's quite oily. So I'm having to change some makeup and moisturise more often. My hair is growing like stink, it's growing really fast, it needs another cut. I had it done just before Christmas, but actually it already needs doing again. Oh, what else? My nails are growing really quick. I won't show you them because they're disgusting at the moment. They really need doing. That's better. What else? Food aversions. I can pretty much stomach most things now. There are a few things that I'm put off by, but they're more from my first pregnancy that have still put me off for this one. So that's Weetabix, risotto, chili. I feel like I've had a cold since the day I found out I was pregnant, in one way or another. At the moment I feel quite good. I'm croaky and I've got the odd sniffle and a bit of a tickle, but it's nothing like I have been. I had a really bad cold for about 4 weeks and it was an awful cough. I couldn't sleep. I had a cold sore on my nose, which just makes you feel disgusting. Sneezing all the time, like full on cold. I started taking my vitamins again because I did get a bit lazy with them, and I'm not sure they help, to be honest, but I think my diet is helping now because I'm feeling brighter. We're eating more fruit and vegetables. Excuse me. Luckily fruit is staying with me as one of my cravings, so that's really good news. What else? I have been having a few stretching pains in my lower stomach, so nearer my groin area, and they just feel tight and heavy, and that'll just be growing again, I think. Hips started to ache a little bit. They did last time. I've always had quite achy hips and joints, and I expect it'll only get a little bit worse. But yeah, not too bad. I finally cracked out my maternity jeans, although I still fit in my normal jeans fine. These are super comfy, and I've bought a few bits and pieces from ASOS, which I love. I'm actually too small for the tops just yet. They just look like bin bags still. My bump isn't round enough and protruding enough to make it look any good, so I've got a few more weeks left to wear them, I think. I was supposed to have a midwife appointment at 17 weeks, but unfortunately I haven't been able to get into my midwife, so I have that on Monday, when I will actually be closer to 20 weeks than 17, but that's just how it goes. I feel fine. I've had additional scans in between, so I know that baby is fine, so that's good. We have our 20-week scan next week too, so yeah, I'm a little bit nervous about that, just because they obviously look at all the anomalies, all the organs, the face. We've actually seen all the organs with our consultant and all looked really well, the heart, etc. Some of the brain wasn't quite formed, so we'll be able to look at that, but the only area that's making me nervous is the face. We haven't been able to see his face yet because he's always lay face up. So yeah, we haven't been able to see his little face yet because he's always sleeping face down, and he's always asleep and he won't move, or he covers his face with his hands, so that makes me a little bit nervous. I think it's just from my last pregnancy. You're always going to expect something to come out of the woodwork that's out of the ordinary, and you always expect the worst. Fingers crossed everything is fine. There's no reason why it shouldn't be. But I think hopefully if he shows us his face properly, that will put our mind at rest and we can start to enjoy this pregnancy fully. But all is good. I'm getting bits of movement still. I'm not getting to the level I was with Daisy. I've looked back on posts that I did when I was pregnant with her on my blog, and I didn't really start to write about that until I was about 22 weeks pregnant, so maybe I'm a bit ahead of myself. I think it's because I felt movement from quite early on this time, but it's not like a reassuring type of movement. It's not like I can encourage it in any way. It's just, yeah, you can feel it poking around, but it's not often either. It's like once a day, and it's never at a particular time. It's usually in the evening, but then yesterday I hadn't really felt him move all day, so when I went to bed I lay there and I was trying to encourage him to move so I could feel him, but I couldn't get any movement from him, so I did go to bed a little worried. But I do know at this stage they could be anywhere in there. He's only little. So yeah, it's one of those things. But then this morning I felt him wriggling around quite a lot. So hopefully as that gets stronger, that will get better and more reassuring, because there's nothing better than waking up or going to bed feeling your baby move, to know that everything's okay. Yeah, so that's that anyway. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. Thank you very much for watching. I will be back soon, probably with an update after our 20-week scan. For my own records as well, I'm doing all of this so I can look back on things. Who knows, maybe I'll be crazy enough to do all this again. Probably not, but who knows. But it's still nice to look back on. I've been looking back on Daisy's posts quite a lot at the moment, because it's nice to read back on. Yeah, so yeah, thank you very much. So
Bye.
this is with a jumper, so not particularly big, excuse the jeans, they are massive, and without, so it's not really much, and I can suck it in kind of still. It's not at that stage where you can't, well, I can't quite suck it in, but yeah, so there it is.